Yo, yo, yo. Damn. Yeah, it's double H. I just swallowed a bit too much there. Sorry, I'm still alive, hopefully. Um, please. Yes, I'm here. Sorry, man. I think I just woke up a bit late today, so I'm feeling a bit hazy. But yeah, I thought, talk back is all about expanding, it's all about growing bigger, it's all about getting a bit more bigger and a lot more huger. So I thought, let's just open up this music section here because I know some of my, my main guys, like an extra and come and say, yo, man, let's open up this music section to really talk about the musical side because, Talk Smack is all about the arts. We're all about the arts. So I thought that, I wanted to go through my classic albums. And for this album, first album that I wanted to go through is A Tribe Called Quest, which is for me one of my personal favorite all-time albums. Beats, Rhymes, and Life. Beats, Rhymes, and Life by A Tribe Called Quest. And obviously, most of the beats were by the Jay Dilla, who unfortunately passed away. Obviously known for also his beats on Slum Village as well, I believe. But really, you see, for those who have ever gone into music or done music like I've done in a very very amateur way, one of the hardest things to do is to make an album. People say, "Oh, just maybe make some songs." Yeah, anybody can make songs. What's it called? Lil Jon can also make a song. I mean by an album, I mean like an album where from the first song to the last song you can listen to the whole thing. Just think about it. What rap album can you pick out right now today where you can literally listen to the track from beginning to end? Most rap albums out now, track 3, which is the single track, track 7, which is a pretty good track which wasn't really released, maybe track 4, track 5, which is still pretty good, and then maybe the last track, which is basically featuring the whole world plus Venus. That's your regular rap album out now. That's pretty much what the rap album is now. But it's very hard to have an album where you can listen to every single song because people actually forget what an album is supposed to be, because once you put that title on your album and you put it out there, you're putting up a concept. The whole theory of you actually putting a title of your album is that you are promoting a concept of what your album is about. It's supposed to be like a story, like a short story told in 20 something, told in 15 or 16 songs. And you see, with Beats, Rhymes, and Life, Tribe Called Quest, because Tribe Called Quest, these guys have released some great songs. Great albums. But this album, it's very, very special. It's a very, very special album because it all works together and they're all going within the same thing. Because, obviously I've listened to all the Tribe Called Quest albums before, but there's just something about this album where each song relates to each other's song. It's like you never feel like if you've been pulled away from anything. Like it doesn't really divert, or because whenever you get those albums where you're like the first 3 songs are really good and then for the next 4 songs it just goes into some weirdo place. This thing everything is just works. Even just looking at the first track, Phony Rappers, where they literally just talk about how them, Tribe Called Quest, being well-known rappers, other guys try to go against them because they're on MTV and obviously they can't really hold down their rap skills on the street, and they show that how, okay, yeah, even if we were big, we can still hold down our stuff on the streets. We're not phony, we're the real thing. We can do the whole MTV thing, but we'll do the whole street thing as well. And really, man, it's like Shaib Mohammed, Q-Tip, and Five Man. It's like these guys, it's literally like they're like one brain. It's like they, just as soon as one guy finishes and another guy enters, it just seems like they're just the same thing. Their rap styles are different, and they sound different, but they're always the same. They're all going within the same kind of direction, and it just follows and follows and follows. Obviously, the first 2 tracks, obviously, they just set things up nice and easy, and then we now go to the first real, track they can really get into, which is motivators. Will be the number 1 motivators. Get a mentality and innovators. Some of y'all may truly hate us, but it won't be so. All you want to do is just walk the floor. Look, man, it's like once just the beat just starts on that thing. I mean, J Dilla, I mean, how, because man, I mean, I produce as well. I still make beats as well, obviously, like whenever I have time. And man, it's like, the beauty about this is simplicity. And I think a lot of reasons, I mean, there are many reasons why rap has gone downhill, but I think one of the big reasons is things are too complex. The production is too complex. The rap is too complex. So therefore, like, a guy's rapping and you can't hear what the guy's saying because the beat is just over empowering him because you're just putting so many, this like electronic stuff in it, so it doesn't really work. But the thing about this is that the beats are simple, but they're effective. You know, very simple kicks, just very simple tunes, and they're very, very effective. So you go from Motivators to the Jam Crew, it's all rolling and rolling and rolling, and the whole theme of hip hop in its purest entertainment, fun, laid back form just keeps on reading through when you're going through. And obviously, the big track, which everybody knows, is, you know, once again, you know, that's the track that everybody knows. I mean, if you don't know that track, I mean, trust me, you've heard that track. Everybody said that track. So obviously that's the big track. But I just think that, you know, and then you go to Mind Power again, another one of the big track. Yes, there are songs that are obviously standout tracks like Motivators, once again, Mind Power, Keeping It Moving, you know, obviously Stressed Out, obviously that's the other single as well. There are obviously tracks that actually stand out, which are obviously like, these are especially good, but everything works. They're not in a totally different realm from the other album, as in, like, you know, if you look at like your just like your typical rap album, like almost like 50 Cent's album, you know, like his second and third albums, the singles are the best, are the only tracks worth listening to. The rest of the tracks are complete nonsense, absolute orange nonsense, you know. So, and for a lot of rappers, that's how it is. Like, the singles that they bring out, which is catchy, is really good. And this is the album sucks, you know. And I think in a way that was a bit of how, because I mean, I was disappointed when Clips actually brought out the album, because I mean, incredible single, had another few good tracks, like Gangsterling was an amazing track, but the album for me was a big disappointment based on the promise that single had. But I think, like, you know, even if you listen to like the single of Once Again, the album surpasses that, because it's just so surprising just how well this album works. You know, it's just so surprising how well this album works. And I just think that, you know, it's such a shame that Tribe Called Quest disbanded. Q-Tip, his single career, I mean, what's called Breathe and Stop. I mean, come on, his single career pretty much faltered. I don't know where Fife is or Shaib Mohammed is, but these guys, they need to come back, you know, because I feel, you know, this is Tribe Called Quest are a very unique rap group. They're a very unique rap group because throughout all their albums, they maintained what they were about. They never sold out. Mobb Deep, they pretty much sold out. At the end of the day, they pretty much sold out. Dead Prez, I think I listened to one of their singles like a few years ago. They were talking about how, look, man, we've got to eat. For Tribe Called Quest, these guys have always maintained that quality is quality, and if we keep on putting us a stop, we will always sell records, you know, because people will always buy what is good, what is quality. So we don't need to sell it, because people just know that, Tribe Called Quest, yep, you know, we know that they're going to bring out this kind of album. So their core fan base will always buy their records, and also that core fan base will then recommend guys like how I'm doing now. If you don't really like the rap that you're seeing now, or if you're not really got into hip hop, a very, very big recommendation from me is really Beats Rhymes and Life. You know, it is just such a chilled out, relaxing, and it's such a great advert for what rap is, and you know, the real process of hip hop. None of this, like, you know, drugs, I want to shoot and I kill. No, just this is just like very entertaining, laid back, chilled out, good and experienced rap, you know, and it is like a rap group pretty much at the top of their game, and you know, you really, if you haven't listened to it, you owe it to yourself to put that CD, you know, put that or get the MP3 in from iTunes, listen from the beginning to end. Don't take out any tracks. I promise you, listen to this thing from first track, Phony Rappers, right down to Stressed Out. Don't make any pauses. You will not regret it. It will be one of the best albums you've actually listened to. That is my personal double H recommendation. Peace.